How's it going, guys? It's S1W4 here, bringing you ICBA week number 4 of the first season, obviously. This week we are going up against Brendan, coach of the Marlboro Mudsdales, and yeah, we're basically just gonna try to win. Obviously, he's got, you can see his team right there. So yeah, I actually predicted 5 out of 6 of his mons. In my starting 6 that I predicted him to bring, I predicted Hoopayu, Zygarde, Silvally, Skarmory, Golisopod, and I didn't predict Umbreon, I predicted Gigalith instead, but he ended up not bringing it, which is fine. I can see why a number of the things on my team can handle Gigalith, but I thought he might bring it from Volcarona, so by the way, that Silvally can be any type, and he didn't even have to tell me before the battle. Like, I thought he might have to tell me, but he didn't, so you can just bring any type. I knew it was Silvally Fire coming into it. Like, there's no way it wasn't going to be Silvally Fire. He brought Silvally Normal, I think the first 2 weeks or whatever, or maybe even the first 3 weeks, but like, it had to be Fire, because even though that basically takes away his item for being Fire type, because it needs the Fire memory card thing. Like, the typing Fire is really good against Magearna and Volcarona, so it walls both their dual stabs. So I didn't really think it was gonna be anything other than Fire. Maybe Steel, but didn't really make much sense. He already had Skarmory for Steel type, so there you go. So and anyway, Steel type is bad against Volcarona, but I didn't bring Volcarona, so there you go. Volcarona actually would have done really good in this matchup, I think, but doesn't matter. Anyway, let's get right into it. We actually had a disconnect, so if this play seemed a little bit weird, that's because we had to recreate it, and I got a few burns in the first battle, and then when we disconnected, I was actually live recording it, and then we ended up DCing, so that was a shame, which obviously hindered the live recording and whatnot. I'm just gonna post-com this. I might still upload the live com because I did whatever. Never mind. It doesn't matter. Alright, sorry about that. Anyway, hopefully I don't get too much static on this mic, because for some reason it's been staticking up for some reason. But yeah, so I'm gonna lead with Magearna as he leads with Umbreon. I just go for Dazzling Gleam here because I didn't want to set up too early. I knew Silvally was probably gonna come in. That was his really only safe switch, because Skarmory does get T-bolted, and that is not fun for him. So I'm going to go into Quicksand here, as he's going to make a good play here, going for Parting Shot. If I brought in Espeon predicting that would have been pretty godly, but he also could have gone for U-turn, which would have hurt Espeon pretty hard, obviously. So yeah, Robot Chicken is going to come in against my my Skarmory, which right now I'm just gonna switch into Espeon, making the safe play of trying to get the magic bounce off. If he goes for Brave Bird, so be it, but he does just go for the Stealth Rock, so Espeon bounces back something for once. I think this is like the first time this season where it's actually bounced something back, but it's all good. I'm gonna go for Hidden Power Fire. In the first game, I actually got a crit here, and he roosted out, but it ended up not mattering because he died later on. The Skarmory doesn't do anything else it didn't do anything else in the first game, so he just decided to go for Stealth Rocks again, and it didn't matter, didn't do anything. So I'm gonna switch into Mutiny here as he switches into It's Ya Boy, which I think in the first game in the first game I'm pretty sure he switched into I forget, it was Umbreon, I think. Yeah, I think he switched into Umbreon the first game. Maybe he didn't, I'm not sure, but oh wait, no he didn't. I went into him only predicting Golisopod, or predicting Umbreon. He went into Golisopod. I get to go into Stitch freely pretty much. I knew he wasn't gonna try to predict that and go for Rock Slide, so I just go for so in this I actually got a Scald Burn, and he went for Rock Slide, so he's just like, I'm just gonna first impression. It's gonna make more sense later on, but I actually do get the bird for a second time, which is nice. So it is what it is, I guess. But yeah, he's gonna get burned, and then this turn I ended up going for Air Slash, which is cool, I guess. As you know, he in the first game, again, I'm gonna be referencing the first game a lot, but in the first game he went for rock slide instead of, obviously he wouldn't go for first impression twice, but it doesn't end up mattering because I just you know, we're gonna be able to, it's not really gonna matter in the long run. Everything's gonna go to plan, I guess. So Stitch is in here. He goes in the alley after the what do you go for after the emergency exit. So he goes for Hyperspace Fury. It's gonna do a lot of damage to me, but I'm gonna be able to live it, obviously, because Stitch is a god. Fizz Def Mantine coming through. So yeah, I'm gonna go for Scald. I actually got the burn the first time in the first battle, but since I didn't get the burn here, he just went for a Fire Punch, because obviously he'd have Fire Punch from Magearna. So yeah, he just goes for the Fire Punch here, because on the turn he went for Hyperspace Fury. I got a Scald burn, so he got a crit there. It doesn't really matter. Again, whatever. As I did get the burn here. As now I'm going to just switch into Magearna, and he's actually going to reveal Thunder Punch, which is interesting because he could have gone for that against Mantine, but I guess he didn't want Dugtrio coming in for free, or of Strika, because it does have the that electric immunity though. But yeah, I definitely did not expect him, or I didn't want to switch out or anything like that. I just wanted to stay with Mantine. But if he had gone for Thunder Punch before instead of Hyperspace Fury, then Mantine would have been gone. This thing would not have been burned. And you're gonna see here, it would have been able to take out my Magearna because it has the Z Fire Punch, which would have definitely OHKO'd Magearna, seeing how this one is from a burned Hoopa, and it does so much anyway. So let's say he Thunder Punches my Mantine. At that point I'd probably bring in Magearna, and then he'd just go for the Z move. He wouldn't be burned because he wouldn't have gotten burned because I wouldn't have the chance of burning him. I don't know. It's pretty, you know, it's pretty complicated. But anyway, I wouldn't basically if he had Thunder Punched my Mantine, it would have died in one shot, obviously, and I wouldn't have gotten a burn off with my Mantine. And if I hadn't gotten a burn off, the Z Fire Punch would have been able to take out the Magearna easy mode. So anyway, I don't know why. Oh well, whatever. So he's gonna bring in Zygarde, go for the 1,000 arrows. That's obviously gonna take me out. Doesn't matter that I have the Shucker Bear. I'm not gonna live it anyway. Shucker Bear I might have lived if I was at like half health, but yeah, it wasn't enough there. So hold on, I gotta delete some things off the layout skis. So Hoopa went down, and then Magearna went down. So at this point it's 5-5. I'm gonna go into Zeus's Pet. Obviously, yeah, him Power Ice is evident. Gonna go into no name. Good play for him. I couldn't risk predicting that. I had to just go for HP Ice because Zygarde at this point is a really big threat. Mantine is whittled, so I can't really switch into it with Mantine. But oh well, right? So at this point I'm just gonna Volt Switch. There's no reason not to. I didn't want to hard switch because if you decide to double into something, predicting my Hitmonlee, like if you went into Skarmory, predicting my Hitmonlee, and I didn't Volt Switch, like obviously Volt Switch is a better play because if he doubles out predicting something, I can go for Volt Switch. That counts as a move, so I would get the momentum. So in the actual game, this Skarmory had roosted after the Hidden Power Fire from Espeon. So Hitmonlee had actually gone for Banded Close Combat and taken out the Skarmory, but since it didn't really matter, I guess the rocks ended up taking out the Skarmory, which counts as the kill for the Espeon, because it was the one that technically it went for the Stealth Rocks, I think, but yeah. So in comes Stitch. At this point I'm just gonna sack this thing, Skarmory went down. It actually lives. In the first game it didn't live, so he just went for another one, so it's all good. Didn't really change anything. He lost one power point on extreme speed. Big deal. But yeah, Stitch is gonna go down. At this point I have to kind of be planning for the end game because it's gonna be tricky, definitely. So I go for Dazzling Gleam here. Dazzling Gleam. I say he brings in Arceus, so that's fine. I think in the first game he brought in Golisopod, but here he just brings in Sawali, and I go for the Dazzling Gleam here and do, you know, a decent chunk. Obviously it is specs, I think it was modest specs as well. So yeah, I go for Dazzling Gleam again, and he goes for Crunch. And in the first game, this actually took me out. But in this, I'm actually just gonna like just barely live on 5 there. So he also had Rock Slide, so I just ended up switching into Hit. He told me to switch into Hitmonlee, and hopefully the Rock Slide wouldn't do as much. It actually does more than both of us thought. Like I didn't think this would. I knew it would do a decent chunk, but not that much. Like the Hitmonlee is so physically frail. Like it can't take a physical hit to save its ass. Like really. Oh well. But yeah, at this point I'm gonna go back in the stocks because again, in the first game, we're trying to recreate the first game as best as possible. So Espeon had already gone down because the first crunch had killed. So you know, Espeon goes down there, and at this point, it's just game on. You know, obviously Golisopod is still alive, and it shouldn't have been. And this Sawali should have been at more health because he wouldn't have taken the second Dazzling Gleam. But it's whatever. So he's gonna sack off Golisopod as I'm gonna go for Signal Beam there because basically I didn't want Umbreon coming in. I knew Signal Beam was gonna take out Sawali at its range. I was really tempted to go for HP Ice there. It wouldn't have mattered, but I was just thinking maybe he's gonna want to go into Zygarde and then get the HP Ice because whatever. It didn't really matter, but I thought maybe he'd go into Zygarde to take the Thunderbolt and then go into Umbreon to take the HP Ice and save Golisopod for later, but as like sack fodder for later. But he ended up just going to Golisopod, sacking it right there. So that's basically what I thought about Signal Beam. I don't want to straight up HP Ice because it like I thought Umbreon would come in more than Zygarde, so that's why I went for Signal Beam. But again, Golisopod. So yeah, at this point, he goes for a Moonlight, or what did he go for? I don't know. I'm gonna predict him to sack off Sawali here. Yeah, I believe I went for Volt Switch into Hitmonlee. He went for Moonlight, which is fine. So yeah, I go into Zebstrika predicting him to sack off Sawali, and this is ideal because if he goes into Zygarde, it dies to HP Ice, and if he has to go into Umbreon here, obviously, as he does, right? So at this point, I'm going to Signal Beam. I predicted him to Baton Pass this turn because if I Volt Switch into Hitmonlee, I basically just like win because a close combat will take out Umbreon, a banded close combat will take out Umbreon, and it will take out Zygarde, and he needs both to win this game at this point because without Zygarde he can't beat Hitmonlee, and without Umbreon he can't beat Zebstrika. So I'm just gonna. I realize here all I have to do is bring in Dugtrio, and I should be able to win. So he goes for Foul Play, and he's trapped in, so he can't really do much at this point. He just has to kind of take me out. So I could have Volt Switched into Hitmonlee and just gone for close combat, and then it would have been like a 2-0, but I just decided to I decided to make it safer because if I had Volt Switch into Hitmonlee, like on the off chance that he goes for Baton Pass, that makes this game much closer. But I think I still would have won in the long run. So I guess Volt Switching into Hitmonlee would have been better, but I just want to get the extra trip just in case for some reason Umbreon would have lived in a close combat from full. You know, since I got the EQ off with the Dugtrio, it definitely can't live it at this point. We're just gonna go fire off a CC, and he knows at this point he has to drop Umbreon because he has to have Zygarde somehow live an HP Ice from Zebstrika, or he has to hope that it's not HP Ice. Maybe it's Gendron, right? No, but Bingo does come in as it has to, obviously. That rocks damage adding up. Thankfully, we did make that play, bouncing back the hazards. So he's gonna go for the E-Speed here. Obviously, take me out. I'm at -1 defense, like I said. Even without the -1, I'm pretty sure he's like Adamant Banded or Jolly Banded. Like I'm pretty sure that would have whatever. So yeah, that was always gonna take me out, probably even without the minus defense from the close combat. But yeah, he does end up going for E-Speed, pretty much showing that he's banded or scarfed or something. But there really wasn't. Maybe he was hoping for a crit or something. I don't really know. But yeah, I do end up taking him out with the HP Ice. That wraps up the game. And yeah, we are 3-1 at this point. We face off against Deebs next week. Hopefully, gonna pick up a dub there. He's got a really good team. He's the one that we traded the Feeny and the Greninja to, Battle Bomb Greninja. So that's really cool. The strike up, putting in the finest of work. Like really, I knew it had a pretty good matchup, and then it only got 1 kill, but it was really influential. So that's nice. So yeah, that's just what happens when you have 2 dark types. But Bug is gonna be really annoying for him. Like I know he does have Skarmory and Silvally Fire, but I don't know. I knew that Bug Stab, even though I didn't bring Volcarona, not even Stab, but like Bug typing would be nice. So I guess I could have brought Volcarona, but I would need something for Silvally because Silvally Flavor would obviously wall me. I guess I was just scared of I knew he would bring Aqua Jet on Golisopod or AV Golisopod. I think it was AV. But yeah, even then, it was kind of meh because if I got a QD up, it probably wasn't gonna live a Bug Buzz. It probably wasn't gonna be able to live it over half because obviously if it drops below half, it has to switch out because of emergency exit. But yeah, I could have brought Volcarona for like Espeon or something. But I don't know. I felt like the team we brought was sufficient enough. Like honestly, in the first rendition of the game, if I brought like Unburdened Hitmonlee or Scarfed Hitmonlee, we literally, like, with a high jump kick, we win the game. If I had close combat, the defense drops would have allowed Zygarde to pick me off with E-Speed. But I was at full health in the first game. If I had Scarfed Reckless high jump kick, since he wasn't Wish Protect Umbreon, since he had Moonlight, like high jump kick just destroys his team because because Golisopod was too weakened. So like you can just see how weak his team was to a Hitmonlee, especially like Scarfed or Unburdened or something. I was banded unfortunately, so it didn't get to put in as much work, but it still got a kill, so that's nice. And yeah, I guess that's it. Did it get 2 kills? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if the Skarmory one counted, but anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time.